And you are live.
All right, gotcha. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to today's Tuesday webinar. Go ahead and if you're in the chat, go ahead, let me know that you can see me and hear me. Make sure that everything is working all right. See the chat filling up here. Hey everybody. Today we are going to go over how to set up your blog, okay, and specifically your MLS. Marcy, thank you so much. Awesome. All right, today we're going to go over how to set up your MLSP sites blog. And if you don't have MLSP sites, that's all right. You can actually do this exact same setup on a different blog outside of MLSP sites. You'll just have to purchase all of the themes and the plugins separately. I think, you know, in my opinion, it would be much better just to join MLSP because you get all this included with your membership and it's all supported for you and it's all maintained for you. So it's a lot cheaper and easier. But you can do this outside of MLSP too. So you're going to get a lot of value out of this. I've got a lot of stuff to go through today. It's going to be very, very dense. I'm going to try and go quick to make sure that I don't go too far over my time here. But the way you want to go through this, it's going to be a step-by-step guide on how to set up your blog. And I've done quite a few of these. And this is pretty much how I set it up every time, okay? And, you know, I've got this process down. I can do it in roughly 30 to 45 minutes. You know, but having to explain it, it's obviously going to take a lot longer, okay? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you know, pay full attention to this webinar as I'm going through it, okay? Take notes on whatever you need to take notes on, and then you're going to want to catch the replay, okay? So whenever the replay comes up, catch that. Start and stop the video and set up your blog as we go along. So start it, learn something, pause the video, implement it, and then start the video again, okay? Just go step by step like that, and you know, you should have your blog set up in no time. It'll look great, professional, have all your plugins integrated and everything, and it'll be good to go. Okay, so, and here's the other thing. Why is it important to have a blog? I know that a lot of people are not using blogs right now. They're on social media. They've kind of put this off, okay, because it's kind of a big monster to tackle. But the thing is, if you want to be a leader in this industry, you need to be the one teaching people, okay? If you want to teach people, you know, you've got to create your own content. And having a blog is the best way to do that, okay? It's one of the only two things that you actually own online. The other thing being your email list. And sharing other people's content is great, and it's a good strategy to use when you're first getting started. But at some point, you need to step up and be the one in front of the classroom. Okay, and so having your own blog is the best way to do that. You know, you need to be able to step up and be the leader, and that's what we're going to do here. So, like I said, we've got a lot to cover today. It's most likely definitely going to go over an hour, but I'll try to go through it as quickly as possible. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. James, thank you. Here we go. All right, so here is a basic outline of what I'm going to go through today. Okay, I've kind of got this just hashed out here on my Word document, but we're going to start with the framework and infrastructure of your blog. Get all the settings right, create some pages and categories, and create your menu. Then we're going to go through your settings, okay, and get that signed up, or get that all set up. Next thing after that is we're going to design our blog. Okay, I'm going to show you where you can go to get a banner made and how to install that. And then also how to install your widgets and design your home page and your blog page and all of your other pages as well, your resources page, your contact page, and how to set up these plugins that we're going to use. And then also, if we have time, I'm going to go over how to create a blog post and the important things to be sure to include in order to you know, make sure that your blog post is going to rank, you know, if for your keywords. Okay, so these are the basic steps, and I'll kind of go through those if we have time. Okay, so that's the master plan here. Let me get started here. All right, so here we are in MLSP. To get to your MLSP sites blog, where you want to go is to My Websites and MLSP Sites. Okay, and that's going to take you to this page. We're going to start with how to integrate your, whoops, it's going to make me log in again. We're going to start with how to take a custom domain and use that as your MLSP sites domain. Okay, so instead of saying your username.mlspsites.com, you're going to see toddgetz.com or toddandleahray.com or whatever else it is. Okay, so we're going to go here, my websites, MLSP sites. Okay, and you're going to set up your blog down here. You've got to create a username and a password. It's going to default a username in there, and that's a good one to use. You can change it if you want. Whatever you do, do not change it to admin, A-D-M-I-N, okay? And the reason you don't want to do that, you don't want to use admin as a username, is because when people try to hack into your website, that is the username that they always put in there. Okay, because that's the one that WordPress typically defaults into your blog. Okay, whenever you create a WordPress blog, it defaults the admin name of admin. And so what hackers try to do is they'll use the username admin, and then they'll just spam a bunch of different passwords in there trying to hack in. Okay, the most common passwords. So the best way to prevent people from hacking into your blog is to change your username. Make sure you're not using the username of admin. Okay, so that's the number one thing I want to get across there. I'm not going to show you my credentials here because, I don't want to show you my username. It's not admin. That's the only clue that you're going to get there, okay? All right, next step. In order to access your site's blog, where you want to go is just click right here, okay? MLSP Sites Training Portal. That'll take you to this page right here. This is where all of the training exists for how to set up your blog, and it's a lot to go through. It's kind of like having a whole encyclopedia kind of dumped on your lap and say, here, this is everything you need to know. And trying to sift through that and find exactly what you need in order to set up your blog is quite a lot of work. Okay, but I'm going to try and simplify that for you and just take you through this step by step. Okay, to actually get to your blog, what you need to do is scroll up to the very top. Go to My Dashboard. Okay, when you do that, it's going to open up this page. Okay, and this is where you actually set up your blog. All right, so first thing is first. What we want to do is set up our custom domain. So you need to buy that through a website like GoDaddy or Namecheap. The instructions for how to do that, okay, again, here's your training portal. The instructions for how to do that is right here in your domain mapping. Okay, you click on here. And you scroll down. Here are the instructions for Namecheap hosted domain. Here are the instructions for a GoDaddy hosted domain. So you have to buy your domain with one of these. You should buy your domain with one of these two. The important thing is that you need to be able to use forward masking. Not every web hosting or domain hosting company allows forward masking, so that's why we recommend GoDaddy or Namecheap. I use GoDaddy, okay, so that's what I'm going to show you right here. But the instructions are right here if you want a specific video about that. Jim Finale is the one that does this, and it's very easy, simple to follow. But I'll show you the steps right here real quick. Okay, so what you want to do, log into your GoDaddy account. I'm already here. What you want to go next is domains, and then manage. Whoops, I got to log in again. All right, so here's all the domains that I own. Once you get here, find the domain that you want to use on your MLSP blog and click this little gear icon and go to Manage DNS. Okay, this part is going to be a little bit technical. Okay, so just hang with me here. Like I said, the instructions are right in MLSP, so you can watch it over and over again, but I'm just going to go through this really quick. The first thing we want to do is scroll down to the forwarding section. And we're going to click Add in the domain area. Click Add. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to, the domain I'm using here is tlrmarketingeducation.com. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. That's our actual domain. And so what we're doing here with this forwarding is we're taking the bare URL, tlrmarketingeducation.com, and we are going to forward that to www.tlrmarketingeducation.com. Okay, so whatever your domain is, all you're going to do is forward the naked domain to the www domain. Okay, that's all this is. Okay, permanent, leave that right there. Settings, forward only, just leave that. Check this box, update my name servers and DNS settings, and then click save. Okay, that's all you need to do. Set it and forget it. You never have to touch that again. Second step, okay, is at the very top of your DNS management. You want to go to your CNAME, your www CNAME. Okay, so find the CNAME that has www in it. It should default to something like this, just an @ Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to change that. So we're going to click Edit. Okay, and we want to point this to our MLSP, our default MLSP sites domain name. Okay, and where we're going to find that is if we go to right here. If we go into our dashboard settings in our MLSP sites, we're back in MLSP sites, and we scroll down to where is it? Settings, and or is it appearance? I think it's under settings. No, tools, sorry. Domain mapping right here, okay? So in MLSP sites, go to tools, domain mapping. It'll take you right here. And what we want to do is take this address right here. So this is the default address that we get for our MLSP sites blog. So we want to take that, copy that information, go back to GoDaddy, delete this, okay, in our www CNAME, and just paste that in there. Okay, and then save. And so that is what is going to tell GoDaddy that to use our TLR market, to use our domain on top of this. Okay, so that whenever people, whenever people go to our website, all they have to do is just type in this. Okay, once we do that, we're done with GoDaddy. Okay, we don't have to touch it again. All of our settings are done. The next thing you want to do is to just copy our domain name again here, because we're going to have to put that in into our MLSP sites blog. Okay, so right here, again, tools, domain mapping. Okay, and it's going to be HTTP. Okay, just leave that where it is. I'm just going to type www dot and paste in my URL. Okay, just like that, and click map domain. Once I do that, okay, it's going to give me health status valid. This usually happens immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for things to propagate on one end or the other. So sometimes on GoDaddy's end, it'll have to take some time to actually make the changes. And other times, it's going to be on the MLSP side that it's checking back with this to make sure if it's valid or not. So sometimes it takes a few minutes. For me, it's always been immediate. So if it doesn't happen right away, don't worry about it. Just wait maybe half an hour and check back again, and it should be good. Okay. So once I do that, I'm gonna check the status of my domain and see if it works. Okay. So it's right here. I'm just gonna type in www dot and see if it takes me to the right spot here. Perfect. Okay. This is my sites blog. So right now there's nothing set up. I just have some blog posts that are written, and that's it. Okay, everything else in here is just kind of the bare bones of our website. So now we're going to go through some of the other things that we need to do. Okay, and the first thing is we need to activate our theme. So where we want to go to do that is go to Appearance, and we're going to go to Themes. And the theme that I recommend, especially for beginners, is the Flex Pro theme. I think it's going to default to one of these other ones. I think it's going to default to the MLSP Simple or something like that. Yeah, I think it defaults to this when you have a brand new sites blog. I've already activated this theme, but basically all you want to do is just click the Activate button on the Flex Pro theme, okay, and that'll activate that theme for you. Okay, so that's a very simple step. This is just to let you know, this is an $80 a year theme. Okay, most people who don't have MLSP sites have to pay $80 a year to be able to use this theme, or it's a one-time fee of $249. Okay, so that's all included with your MLSP membership, just so you know. And it's such an easy theme to use, and it's very professional looking, so that's why I recommend it. Next step is we want to activate our plugins. Okay, and where we go to do that is down here on our left-hand side in our plugins menu. MLSP sites comes with a bunch of plugins. I don't use every single one. These are the ones that I use that I recommend for everybody. And then if you want to add things on top of them, you can do that. For example, if you want to add your Instagram feed or your YouTube videos, you can do that as well. But here are the ones that I use. This one right here, Akismet, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but this is protects you from spam. It does require that you create an account, and I don't have an account for this website right now, so I don't even think it's really active. But it is like a free service. It does have payment plans for the higher levels of protection, but most people just use the free version. So that's one to be sure to activate. The next one is Bloom. Okay, and this is a plugin that will put pop-ups on your website to opt into your mailing list. Okay, so this is very important to have. I believe the statistic I heard was that having a pop-up or opt-in on your blog increases your opt-in rates by like 80%. Okay, so it's huge having these on your blog. Bloom is a very easy, very simple, very professional-looking pop-up plugin, and it has a lot of different design options. So you can have it pop up right in front of you, you can have it on a sidebar, you can have it come in from the top or the bottom. There's a bunch of different things you can do with it, very configurable. So that's one that I always activate. It's one of my favorites. That one, again, it's if you buy this outside of MLSP sites, it's $89 a year. Okay, or a $249 one-time purchase. So again, that comes with your MLSP sites, the full version of the plugin. Contact Form 7 is the one that I activate to create a contact form on your Contact Me page. Okay, it's very simple plugin that I use, and it's a little bit technical to get it set up, but I'll show you how to do that as we get further along into this training. Easy Facebook like box. This is a really neat one to add as a sidebar widget so that people can like your fan page from your blog. These ones the Genesis Simple Edits and Simple Share, I add these as well. Okay, they're part of the Genesis theme, which is the company that owns the Flex Pro theme. Google Analytics is one that I always activate as well. This does require a Google account, a Google Analytics account, and what this does is it gives you all sorts of site statistics, how many visitors you have per day, where your people are coming from, whether they're searching for you on Google or if they came to you from another social media site or if they clicked on a link. It gives you all sorts of great statistics so you know where your traffic is coming from, and that's very important to know whenever you're trying to improve your traffic. Okay, so this is one that I always activate, and it's a free account that you get with Google, so might as well do it. Hide YouTube related videos. If you embed videos on your blog at all, this is a great one to have, because when a YouTube video finishes playing, what it does is YouTube automatically recommends another video for them to watch. And even if you embed this on your blog, it's still going to recommend another video. And a lot of the times it's not one of your other videos, it's somebody else's video. So you don't want that to happen. So this plugin is meant to stop that from happening. Jetpack is one that I activate as well, and it's another one that you have to create an account for, and it's a free account. There's a bunch of, I don't have time to go over everything that's in Jetpack because it's just a huge plugin, but that's one that I always activate. There is some training in our back office on, I believe it's by Rob 4, on the settings that he uses with Jetpack, and I would definitely recommend that you go through that to learn about that. MLSP Call to Action widget. This is really, really neat plugin that will automatically put pre-configured offers on your website. So I use this for my resources page. You can also use it on any of your blog posts or any other page anywhere that you want, and also on your sidebar. But it's an easy way to take one of the system campaigns or the profit campaigns or anything else in MLSP and just pop it into your blog. Really simple and just professionally done. Okay, these are some extra design widgets that you can, let's see, the home banner, yeah, it's the home banner widget. MLSP video embed widget. This makes it really easy to embed videos on your blog. All you need to do is paste in the URL. Okay, you don't have to get the embed code. You just paste the URL and it automatically embeds it into your blog. Monarch plugin. This is another social media plugin. It's one that I don't really use, but I know a lot of other people do use it. Monster opt-in. That's another opt-in one that you can use if you want. Pop-up Pro kind of does the same thing as Bloom, but I actually like Bloom better, so that's why I use Bloom. Pretty Link is one that I know a lot of people use. I actually haven't gotten into this. I got to find out more about it, but I know a lot of people use Pretty Link. Push Crew. Push Crew is kind of really neat. It's I can show you. Let me show you what it looks like. It requires an account. You get up to let's see. Or wait, no, that's not what I wanted. I just go to MLSP blog. What Push Crew is it is, here it is. It does this, okay? This little pop-up that comes up, what it does is it gives people an easy way to opt in to getting alerts for whenever you come out with a new blog post or have something that that you've updated your site with. So what the Push Crew plugin, I think, is free for up to 500 subscribers, and after that, I think it requires you to pay for a plan. So definitely try this out. I think Ron Gilak was he already did a training or he's about to do a training, I heard, on this plugin. So check that out when it comes out. But I know that this is something that a lot of people are using. So there you go. Well, where was I? Okay, short code widget, that's so you can add some special code to your sidebar or anywhere else in your homepage. And I'll show you kind of where we're going to use that later on. Simple custom CSS, we are going to use this for a very specific purpose to edit our banner. Okay, so we're going to need that. Simple social icons, just as a way to easily put links to your other social media sites. Styles Genesis, more design options for your blog. WP Opt-in Studio is how you can add an opt-in box on your sidebar. It's another one that I kind of use that I like. It's very configurable. And then WP Spam Shield prevents spam, spam comments and things like that on your blog. So I always activate that. And like I said, if you want to activate a YouTube channel gallery, that's a great one to do. There's also another one. Let's see, Wistia, if you use Wistia. So anything that you want to add on top of that, this is fine. But these are the kind of the bare bones ones that I always activate, okay? Next step is we want to create some pages, okay? We're not going to design them yet, but we're just going to create them to have them there so that we can design them later, okay? So where we want to go to do that is in our pages over here. And just click all pages so you can see everything that I have right now. I typically add a, let's see, whoops, that's not, I think I deleted the wrong one. I usually have a terms of service or terms of use and a privacy policy. And I already had this set up from before and I kind of deleted everything so I could show you everything from scratch. But I accidentally deleted my privacy policy page. So those are two pages that are good to have, a terms of use and privacy policy. They're pages that you don't necessarily need a link to on your menu, but you can put it like in your footer or something if you want it. But they're good to have on your blog just to kind of cover your butt if for any legal purposes. They are also the pages that you will link to if you do Facebook ads and you're running an ad straight to a capture page. Okay, because when you do that, the capture page that you run your ad to needs to have a link for privacy policy and terms of use. And where you want to link to are those pages on your blog. Okay, so when you create a custom capture page and you have privacy policy, terms of use, those pages are going to link to the pages on your blog. Okay, and it's very important. Otherwise, your Facebook ad is going to get rejected. They're not going to let you do that. They may even shut down your ads account. Okay, which has happened to a lot of people in MLSP here. So always create those. Other than that, there's going to be, I think, 5 pages that I always create. Okay, and to create a new page, we're going to click up here to add new. And the first one I'm going to create is my home page. I'm just going to type in home. I'm going to click outside of this box so that it propagates a, it should give me a URL here. It's not doing that yet. Let me click Save Draft. There we go. So what it does is it gives me a permalink, my URL for this page. Okay, so that's right there. If I want to edit this, I can click Edit, and I can just go home page or home page like that if I want. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there. And then I'm going to click Publish. Okay, and then once that's done, we're done. I'm going to create another page. So I'm going to click Add New up here again. The second page I'm going to create is my blog page. So I'm just going to type in blog and then publish. And there again, there's my URL. I'm fine with that. And then that one's done. I'm going to click Add New. This third page I'm going to create is an About Me page or an About Us page because it's Todd and Leah Ray. And here's an example of where I might actually change the URL. I'm just going to click Edit. I'm just going to delete that, and it's just going to say About. Okay, and then click Publish. Next page is going to be a resources page. Okay, just like that. Publish. Good. And then the last page I'm going to create is a Contact Me page or Contact Us. And again, this is another example of where I would actually change the URL here. So I'm just going to say Contact and Publish. All right, so those are kind of the bare bones pages that I always include on the blogs that I create. So here we go, and again, like I said, I usually add a privacy policy as well, but I don't put a terms of use or privacy policy on the menu anywhere. Okay, so that's something that I would typically just put in the footer or somewhere else so that I can use it later. All right, so we have the bare bones of these kind of created. The other thing that you're going to want to do, okay, is at least on your home page, and I kind of forgot to go through this, but click Edit if you want to ever edit anything. But one of the things you're going to want to do is go down to the bottom. We have another plugin that's automatically activated, Yoast SEO. Okay, and what you want to do is add a little meta description. Okay, this little snippet preview that we have right here, this is what your web page is going to look like whenever someone finds it on Google or whenever it's shared to social media. Okay, so what I want to do is just create a little. If I click here, it's going to open all of this up. I want to create a little description or meta description about what my blog is about, and I want to add the keywords that my blog focuses on. Okay, and keywords are basically the search terms that people use to find information on the internet. So they might search for something like network marketing leads, or MLM marketing, or network marketing training, or MLM success, something like that. Okay, so you want to add those keywords to your meta description because that's going to help people to find your website whenever they search for those terms. Okay, so Todd and Leah Ray are so awesome at network marketing. Okay, there I have my keyword. Okay, they give the very best network marketing tips. And again, that's another keyword, network marketing tips. And are amazing at MLM lead generation. And again, there's another keyword, okay, that I'm going to use. Okay, so come up with, obviously, this is kind of a joke. Don't write something like that. Write something. You want to focus, and really what I should have done is I should have done this a little bit better. But when you write a description or you have a tagline or anything else like that, you want to focus. You want to focus it on what's in it for your customer. Okay, so. So yeah, they give the very best. So that one isn't too bad, but learn how we generate 30 plus MLM leads per day. Blah blah blah. Okay. So again, this is something that is more focused on what your audience wants. Okay, it's not focused on us and things like that. It's focused on your audience. Okay, and what are they going to get out of checking out your blog, out of what you write on your blog, and the value and content that you provide there. Okay, so that's very important. Always focus your copywriting on what's in it for them. Okay. All right. And I will go ahead and update that. Next is we have to create some categories. Okay, and what categories are, where we do that is in our posts menu up here, and then we click on categories. And categories are basically the big subjects that you're going to blog about. Okay, so these are going to be keywords. Okay, so things that that people would type into a search bar on Google to find information on. So I've already got a few of them created here. Attraction marketing and marketing tips, network marketing leads. I might add another one like network marketing success. And then again, in your description, you want to add your keyword in there. Learn how to be a great network. Something like that. Add new category. Okay. So you're going to have to kind of plan this out a little bit ahead of time in creating your categories. Figure out what your target audience is and what kind of things they would be searching for online. Okay, and that will help you to create these things. And you want these to kind of be broad subjects. Okay, big overarching subjects. That's what these are for. All right, once we've created that, the next step is to create our menu. Okay, and where we do that is under our appearance down here, and we're going to click on menus over here. And we're going to create a new menu. I'm just going to call this primary create menu. And what I want to do is on the left-hand side here is choose the pages that I created that I want to add to my menu, and then click add over here. And okay, so it adds them just like this, and then you're going to want to rearrange them. Okay, so the order that they appear left to right is the order that they're going to be here top to bottom. Okay, so if I want my home page to be the very furthest left icon on my menu, I've got to move it all the way to the top. Okay, so I typically go in an order kind of like this. Just like that. If you have something that you want to be a sub-menu item, for example, if you want to add your privacy policy in terms of use as a sub-menu to your contact us menu, what you would do is you'd take it, you move it under your contact us menu, and then move it just a little bit to the right, and you'll see it'll offset it that a little bit, so that whenever someone clicks on contact us, it'll actually drop down and show you the terms of use as well that they can select. Okay, so that's what that does. I'll go ahead and click Save Menu. And did that save? Yes, it did. Okay, perfect. So now we've got a menu created. Okay, so that's all the infrastructure and framework of our blog. Now we're ready to get into the settings. Okay, so the settings are going to be on your left-hand side here, over here, and we're just going to start with our general settings. Site title. This is something that you're going to have to come up with, and your tagline. The site title is what shows up if you look up here in the very top in the tab. This is what kind of shows up in the tab. Okay, so keep that in mind whenever you're coming up with a site title. The tagline is, again, what your blog is about. Okay, so again, you want this to be focused on what your audience is going to learn. Okay, what value are they going to get out of visiting your blog and reading your content? Social media marketing experts, just something just something I put in there. It's not what I would really use for a tagline. Okay, so I would say something like, we help home business, and I would use title case here too. Help home business owners generate amazing quantities of leads and be top earners in their company. Something like that, okay? And when I say title case, what that is it is capitalizing the first letter of every word, okay? That's what we call title case, and you want to use that for your site title, and you also should use that in your tagline, okay? Email address, you want to pop that in there. Time zone, date format, time format. These should populate the way that you want them, just like this. If you want to change that, you definitely can. Week starts on whatever day. Okay, save changes. Next one is your writing settings. Okay, so we're going to go down here on the left-hand side again, click on writing. Formatting, make sure that you want this to happen, so it's going to convert these emoticons to the actual graphics. Default post category, this is the one that you actually need to change. So find out, you want to come up with, if you don't have an actual, if you create a blog post and you don't give it a category, what do you want it to default to? Okay, so I'm just going to say marketing tips. Default post format. I guess I never change this. I leave it on standard and then save changes. Next thing we're going to go to is our reading settings. Here's where we're going to have to make some changes, because right now it's just going to default our front page. Whenever someone types in tlrmarketingeducation.com or whatever your website name is, what do you want the first thing for them to see is? Okay, well, what is it that you want them to see when they go to your blog? Okay, do you want them to see just your latest posts, or do you want to see them an actual static page? Okay, and I always choose static page. My front page is going to be my home page, and my post page is going to be my blog page. Okay, so what that does is it gives them something. I can put other things on my home page other than just the blog posts I've written. Okay, so that's what this does. Otherwise, if you just choose your latest posts, all they're going to see is all of your blog posts. Okay, that's all. So that's why I do this. Blog pages show at most. So when they go to your blog page, how many blog posts should they show? Okay, or take them back. You know what? I just usually set these both to 10. Syndication feeds. Okay, so this will show 10 posts. Whenever they go to your blog post page, it'll show them 10 posts, and then it'll make them go to a next page to see the next 10. Okay, so that's what that says. For each article in the feed show, I always choose summary. I don't want because your blog article should be 500 words, 300 to 500 words or better. Mine are usually 1,000 words, somewhere around there. So I only want to show a summary. I don't want them to see 10 full blog posts whenever they go to my post page. I just want to show them a summary and then have them click on the actual blog post to get the full article. So that's why I do that summary. This I leave alone. Okay, search engine visibility, discourage search engines from indexing the site. I leave this checked until I'm finished setting up my blog and I've got maybe a blog post or two to publish. After I've got a blog post or two to publish, I turn this off and then I publish my blog post. Okay, because otherwise, Google is going to index your site and it's not going to be finished. And if people get to it, it's just not going to look that great. So I leave that there. But it's very important to turn this off once you're ready to start publishing blog posts. Okay. Next is the discussion settings. I don't really do a lot with. I just kind of leave them alone. But you can go through these and see if you want to change anything. This is all of the default information that was already in here, so I just leave it. The next thing you do want to do, though, is go to your MLSP integration. This is where we're going to have to do some more kind of technical setup, okay? And I can't actually show you this page because what it does is it takes you to this right here. And on this MLSP integration page, what you need to do is input your MLSP key and key secret. Okay, and if I click on this, you're going to see mine, so I don't want to show you that. But where you get that is back into MLSP. It's probably going to make, I think it's going to make me log in again. Yep, here we go. So to get your MLSP key, your API key, where you want to go is to My Account, and then go to Profile Settings right here. And then you're going to go to API right here. And right here, you'll have to sign up or set up new API access keys. And what it will do is it'll automatically generate this for you. And what you want to do is copy this, and your API key secret, you're going to have to show that and copy it, and then paste that into here. Click on this and just paste these into the relevant fields and click save. Okay, and that will integrate your MLSP, all of your MLSP stuff into your MLSP blog. Okay, so so that when you use, and this is important for whenever you use the what is it, the MLSP call to action widget. That's how the widget works, so that it can automatically pull in your affiliate links whenever you share something, share a system campaign or something on your blog. Okay, so that's why this is important. That's what this does. So next step after that, let's see, permalinks. I think this already defaults to this one right here, post name, but if it doesn't, this is typically what I use. So whenever you create a new blog post, what do you want the default URL to be? And so what this will do is it'll just add the post name to the end of your website to create the URL. Okay, so I think it defaults there, but if it doesn't, go ahead and select that. Next thing is you want to set up your Google Analytics down here. You're going to have to, like I said before, create a Google Analytics account. It's totally free, and then you're going to have to get an access code and set that up. Okay, and then in addition to that, push crew. Okay, if you activate push crew, you are going to want to set up that account, and that's right down here. And you have to, create an account, put your ID in here, and integrate it with MLSP. Okay, so those are all of your settings that you go through. And again, push crew is free for up to 500 subscribers. Next, we're going to go into our blog design. Okay, and so this is where it's going to get a little bit more involved. Where we're going to start is with our banner, and you want to have a nice professional banner made. Okay, and so a great place to do that is fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, just like that. And what you want to search for is blog header or blog banner. I think would also give you the same thing. But this will give you a bunch of Fiverr gigs for people that will create a blog header for you for pretty cheap, $5-10. Sometimes if you want something that's more customized, it might cost you as much as $20. But it's important to have a good professional looking blog header. Okay, something, and typically what you want to do is something like, let's see, like what this guy has designed, where you have your profile picture in here, you have your name, okay, and then you have your tagline. Okay, those are kind of three important parts of a good blog header. If you want to go to, see other people, and what I do is I look at other people's blogs to get a good idea of what I would want on my blog header, just to kind of get a design, okay, kind of look and feel. Okay, see what other people are doing. Not that I'm actually going to take their tagline or anything, but just to see the way it's laid out. Okay, is kind of the point. So check out other people's blogs, kind of see what you like, and then once you see something you like, you can kind of send that as an example for the person who's going to design it and say, I like this design. Can you do something like that? And then give them your profile pixture, your tagline, your name, and everything else like that, and design it for yourself. Okay. The dimensions that you want, okay, are going to be 21 pixels, okay, 2160 pixels by 500 pixels. Okay, let me pull that up here. It's right here. This is the dimensions of your banner, of your blog header. Okay, so when someone designs it, be sure to give them those specifications. You can use a smaller one, and I'll show you how to do that so that it still fills up the full header space. But that would be full resolution, is to use those dimensions, 2160 by 500. Okay, so let me go back and where are we at here? Okay, I'm obviously right here, appearance. Okay, so we are going to go into appearance, and then I'm going to go to customize. Okay, and this is where I'm going to start setting some stuff up. I've already created a banner. The banner I actually created is not the full resolution, so I'll show you what happens when you do that. But what you want to do is go to header image here on the left-hand side. Click on this. It says no image yet. I'm going to add a new image. What you can do is upload something from your computer, and where you would do that is right here, upload files. And that, and then just either drop and drag your files here or click select files to download them from your computer. Okay, I've already got mine uploaded. It is right here. Okay, actually this one. It tells you the dimensions right here. Okay, so you see this one is only 1080 by 210. So that is not the full size, but I'm going to use it anyways. I'm going to click select and crop. That looks good. All right. Oh, okay. What I did. So that does not. Oh. Take that back. Let me. How do I get rid of this? I put that in the wrong spot. Sorry. Let me go back. All right. So what I want to do is I want to use this one down here. Upload retina header. Okay. This is the one that I want. Click select image. And then select. Yep, that one. Okay, there we go. So that's much better. It looks like I already have the, did I not delete my code? So typically what this would do is it would actually show the header, but it would be smaller. Okay, and I've got some custom code. Actually, it's in MLSP. It tells you what code to use, but it gives you code so that your banner actually fills up the full space on top of your blog. Okay, otherwise, if you use a smaller dimensions, it's not going to fill up this full space. It's going to look smaller. Okay. Okay, we created a header, save the changes. Let me show you where that code is. Okay, because what we want to do is we want to go into where is it? Is it tools? Okay, in appearance, you want to go to custom CSS. Okay. Yeah, okay, I already have this installed. So this is the code that you want. Let me show you what happens if I take this out. So if I took that out, this is what my header is going to look like on my blog. Okay, this is the actual resolution. It's pretty small. Looks kind of weird, right? So in order to get that, so it takes up the full space. Okay, if I have a header that's not that full resolution, what I need to do is I need to input this code in my appearance and then custom CSS settings. Okay, just paste that in there. And where you can find this, okay, is in your MLSP sites training. Okay, so this is our training portal for MLSP sites. And where you want to go is under theme setup, go to Flex Pro. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to go to page 6. Okay, and you want to scroll down. I think it's about halfway down. It actually gives you the code for this right here. Okay, so it's a little bit further than halfway down the page. And it gives you the code that you want to paste into that custom CSS, okay, right there. So once you do that, click Update Custom CSS. Perfect. And then once I've saved that, I just refresh this page. And come on. Nope, I'll try refreshing again. Might take a minute to propagate. Okay, click update one more time because that should work. Come on. Oh, okay, it will work. You saw it. It was working before. Maybe I broke it. But that's what you do to update your header. The next thing that we're going to do is update our footer. Okay, so the place we're going to go to do that again is we're going to go under appearance. We're going to go to customize. And what we want to do, what happens is with the default footer, it'll say, okay, right now I have this in here. It'll actually default to something like created by WordPress or something like that. So it's not really branded to you. So you do want to change this, add the copyright and the date, and then your website, all rights reserved, and then you can, or you don't have to put anything on the right hand side there, but the place where we go to edit this is on the left-hand side here. We just want to click on footer info down here. Okay, click on that, and here's where we update the left side and the right side. Okay. If you want this little copyright symbol, all I do is I just do a Google search for copy right symbol, just like that. Okay, and I just take this right here, highlight it, copy it, and then paste it right in there, just like that. Okay, and that'll put it in there. That's all you have to do. So, all right, so we're kind of done with, I don't know why this is showing up like this now, because it should. Maybe I have to remove this and then add it again to get it to update. Okay, so obviously that code that I used just wasn't working. I'm gonna try updating that code. Oh, yep. Okay, I had something extra at the end here that was goofing it up. So let me do that now. Let's see the magic happen. There we go. Ha, all right, got it. Okay, so we've got that all figured out. We're good, everything is looking great. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to design our homepage, okay? So right now we've got a banner, but everything else is blank, okay? So we're gonna start filling this in with some different, what we call widgets, okay? And the Flex Pro theme basically operates, you design it with different widgets just by kind of dragging and dropping them into the right spot. So where I'm gonna go do that is under Appearance, and then I'm going to go to Widgets. Okay. And so over on the right-hand side here, these are all of the areas where you can add widgets to your site. Okay. So the primary place that here, let me show you this. If we go back into our training portal again, and let me back up here a little bit. But it shows you it shows you the layout of where each widget is going to be on your blog. Okay, so if we scroll down to our Flex Pro theme setup here, I believe it's on page 7. If we click on page 7 here, and then scroll down, okay, it kind of shows you like how a finished blog is going to look if you set it up exactly the way that they have it set up in this 7-page tutorial. But to see where all of the widgets kind of are located, this is a really neat diagram. Okay, so this is your homepage, your top left, your top right, your header right, home top, home middle, home bottom left, home bottom right. Okay, so those are the different widget areas, footer widgets down here, and then obviously you have your sidebar widgets and everything. But I'm going to show you. I basically kind of use this page as a guide to set up my widgets. Okay, so this is a really neat one to do if you like just having kind of a visual kind of layout, or just having a text article to show you step by step what to do instead of a video. This works really well. But just to kind of show you what I do. The primary areas that I configure are the home bottom left and home bottom right, and then also the primary sidebar. Okay, those are the ones that I always configure. And the primary sidebar, I always configure the same as my home bottom right. Okay, the home bottom right is kind of like the sidebar on your home page. So if you want something different to show up on your home page sidebar, you can definitely do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is configure my home bottom left, which is going to be like my main blog area. Okay, so what I want to show, the first thing that I want to add here is posts. Okay, so on the left-hand side, it shows me all of the available widgets that I can add to any of my widget areas here. Okay, so just bear with me, you'll kind of see what this does. What I want to do is I want to get my most recent blog post to show up on my home page. I'm going to take this one right here, the Flex Featured Posts, and 2 different ways that you can add it. You can either click on it and then just say where you want to add it to. So I could say I want to add it to home bottom left, like that. then scroll down and click Add Widget. Or I can just take this and click and drag it over here just like this. Okay. I'm going to give it a title of Recent Posts. The layout, I'm going to choose this one right here. Okay. And like I said, what I typically do is I go over here to page 7. Oops. Page 7 of the FlexPro setup guide, and I basically just take, where is it? Trending posts, recent posts. Okay, so I look at it, I basically take this exact setup, I change it just a little bit, but so I give it a title of recent posts, just like they did here. I choose the same layout. Exclude previous posts. I choose that. I just kind of go down through this and just kind of go back and forth between these two to set this up. Show featured image, yes, and then I use the same image size, just like that. Image alignment, left. Okay, and I go back up to the top. I show post title. Show post info you can or don't have to do. I usually don't. Okay, because if I haven't blogged in a while, I don't want it to be really obvious on my blog. Okay, if they see a date that's like 2 months ago, I don't want that to show up. So I just leave that off there. Otherwise, go ahead and click that and show it. Content type, I'm going to change that to show content limit, and I'm going to limit that to 200 characters. And so what that does is when it shows your most recent posts on your home page, it will show just a 200 character snippet of that blog post. Okay, so this is where you limit how much of that blog post you show in that feed. And then I believe that's all. I'm just going to click save. Okay, it's saved, and then I'm going to click close. So we see it right there. Now, if I go back to my page here, actually I can click out of that. I don't need it anymore. If I refresh my page, I should see now. There we go, recent post. Oh, it's only showing one post. Let me, did I forget something? Okay, number of posts to show. I'm going to change that to, let's just go 5. Save. And then close. Refresh this. Okay, so now you see some of our other blog posts. This one, again, it's just a joke. Don't write an article like this. Okay. Okay, so that is your home bottom left. The other thing that I will add to it, and again, this is going to be on your page 7 of your FlexPro theme setup, is I add this little button to the end of it that says View All Posts. And what that looks like is like this right here. Okay, so if you want a button like that at the end of your blog roll on your home page, this is the code that you need. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to take this code right here, copy it, go back to your widgets area, and the widget that you want, you can do the shortcode widget, or you can actually do this text widget too. They kind of do the same thing. So I'll just take this text widget. Oops, I'll just do it this way. Home bottom left, yep, add widget. It adds it right there. Don't add a title. You don't need a title. I'm just going to paste this right in here. And all you need to do is take this URL right here and change that to the URL for your blog. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to find that. Oh, I don't have, okay, my menu isn't showing up. Okay, so I obviously need to reconfigure my menu, but let me do that first. I obviously missed a step. Okay, so I'm going to go to menus. Okay, so at the bottom here, and this is something I forgot to do, so go back and do this if you haven't done it. But here's where you configure where your menu actually shows up. Okay, this is my primary navigation menu, so I'm going to click that. Okay, and then I'm going to click Save Menu. So once I do that, and it's thinking up here, so Once it's done propagating that, I'm going to go back here, click refresh, and now my menu should show up. Ta-da, just like that. All right, so to get my URL for my blog, I'm just going to click blog right here. You'll see it pops up right here. So I'm just going to copy this. Oops, actually, I'm going to have to do this in 2 steps. I need to copy this code first. Copy the code. Go back here, go to widgets. Go to home, bottom left. Okay. I'm going to add that text widget again. And I'm going to scroll down to home, bottom left. Click add widget. Adds it right here. Paste that code in there. Go back to your blog page right here. Copy this URL. Go back to your widgets. And then you want to replace this URL with the URL for your blog. Okay. And I think there's an extra space in there. I usually just take that out. There we go. Click save. And then close. So what that'll do, see right now there's no button at the bottom of this. When I refresh this, whoops, I got to go to my home page. Sorry. When I go to my home page, it's showing my recent posts. Scroll down at the very bottom of it, it has a button. If I click on this, it'll take me to my blog right here. So this is my blog section of my web page. Okay, so that's what that'll do. Good. The next widget that I add to my home, I think that's all I really add to my home. If you want to add other things like your Instagram feed or things like that, you have to activate those plugins. But this is typically all I add to the home bottom left. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to configure my home bottom right and my primary sidebar at the same time, okay? Because I want these two to be the same. You don't have to make them the same, but but I usually do. So the first one I do is the WP opt-in studio, because I want to give people a way to opt in to my newsletter. Okay, so let me find that WP opt-in studio, and I'm going to switch this to home bottom right. Okay, so that's going to be kind of on the sidebar. And I haven't created a form yet. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to go back and do that. So let me just click save right now, so that it saves it right there. Let me show you how to create a quick opt-in form. Again, this is going to be a little bit technical. We're going to have to grab some code from Aweber, and I know that we're a little over an hour here, but I'm actually getting into the good stuff here. So I'm going to keep going. Catch the replay if you need to catch the replay. Forms, WP opt-in forms. I can click all forms. Get to that page. Right now I have nothing. I'm going to click add new to create a new form. Okay, enter title here. Join our newsletter. I don't think anyone actually sees that, but I'll just say newsletter opt-in form. Sidebar. Okay. Opt-in form code. Okay, this is where you're gonna have to bear with me a bit, because this is where it gets a little bit technical. To get this code, what we need to do is need to go to your email marketing system, whether that's Aweber or GetResponse or whatever else. I use Aweber, so I have that opened up here. In Aweber, you want to go to the list that you want to add them to. Okay, so either create that list or go to your list. Okay, right now it's right here, Todd and Leah Ray's newsletter. And then where you need to go after that is go to sign up forms. Okay. I've already created a few here, but I'll show you how to create another one. Basically what this is doing is it's taking Aweber form code and putting that behind the WP opt-in studio opt-in form on your blog. Okay, so that when they opt into it, what they're actually opting into is an actual Aweber form. Okay, or GetResponse or MailChimp or whatever else you're using. Okay, so sign up forms, create a new sign up form. I'm going to click that and then sign up form right there. And you don't actually have to design anything on it. All I do is I just leave this the way it is. If you want to add another field for phone number or something else like that, you can. I typically don't. I just leave it as name and email if it's just a newsletter thing that they're opting into. So I leave this just the way it is. Then I click go to step 2. GLR marketing education newsletter. Okay, so I just give it a name. I'm going to leave these the way it is. New window, go to step 3. I'll have to save this. And here's the other thing. You can send them to a specific thank you. Whoops. Let me go back. You can send them to a different thank you page or something else like that if you want. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to say send them to a basic version of a thank you page. If I have a specific page on my website that I want to send them to, I can click custom page right here and then send them to a special thank you page on my blog that I created. Okay, that would be another page that you have to create. Okay. But I'll just do a basic version just like this. Open that in a new window. If I want to preview it, I can preview it here. This is what it'll look like. Okay. So I'll resubscribe. Okay, great. Go to step 3. I'll give this a name. Step 3. Save my form. Okay. Here is the technical part. Okay. Click I will install my form right here. And then what you want to do is click the raw HTML version right here. Okay, so it's going to give you a bunch of code. You want to uncheck this button. Uncheck that, so that'll take out. You don't have to, but I always do. But uncheck that, so it gives you just the basic form code and not all of the design stuff that kind of comes with it sometimes. But make sure you have everything highlighted here. If you don't, just do Control A on your keyboard. That highlights everything in that box, and then copy it. Okay, and then what you want to do is go back to your newsletter, to your MLSP sites blog, to your opt-in form, to the form code, and just paste it right in there. Okay. Just like that. Never noticed that. Form headline, be awesome and subscribe. Okay, so this, whoops. Our awesome. Ha. Okay, join our news. Show headline. If I want any extra text, I'm going to add it right here. Be awesome and subscribe to our newsletter. Like that. If I have any video that I want to embed in there, I can add that right here. Just put in the YouTube URL or video URL from another source. The opt-in form button text. Awesome. Yeah. Privacy statement you can add right down there if you want. Here are the design options. So basically this is just the text that goes on your opt-in form. Here's the way it's actually going to look. So if I want to add a background to it, I can do something like this. And basically, I mean, it doesn't give you a preview, so you're just going to have to design this and then look at it on your blog to see what it's going to actually look like. You can change the font if you want. I'll do that. Headline text color. I'll do that. Headline text shadow color. Yep. Black is fine. Apply the shadow. Add headline background. Yes. I'm going to do a color of, let's do blue. Add texture if I want to add a texture to the background. Ribbon effect, yes. Ribbon color, white. We'll see how that looks. Form button. I'm just going to choose one of the default buttons here, just like this, and it'll automatically default all the settings in here. Okay. I know I kind of went through this quick, but we are kind of running out of time. But the important part is this right up here. Okay, getting this form code in there. Everything else you can kind of tweak and see how it looks and kind of do it by trial and error. Once you've done all of this, scroll up to the top and click Publish. Okay. Now, once we've done that, I can click All Forms to make sure that it's in here. There we go. And it says Published. Good. Once we've created our opt-in form, what we can do is go back to where was I? Appearance and Widgets. Okay, to edit our sidebar. And I'm going to click Home bottom right because that's what I was editing. We have this WP Opt-in Studio sidebar. And it automatically defaults into the one form that I did create. So I'm just going to click that and save. Perfect. Close. Now if I refresh my page here, It should pop up. There we go. That's what it looks like with those design settings. Okay, you can pop in my name, my email here. And leahray.com. Make me awesome. Yes, please. Okay, and again, it takes me to this thank you page, like I said before. There should be a way to open that in a new window. I thought that was a setting in Aweber that I made. If I didn't, I should have. Let's go back to settings. Open this in a new window. Okay, it should have opened in a new window. Okay, so I'll have to troubleshoot that because it did not open. Okay, return to last page. Okay, so that's great. It gives you a way to return to the last page. It might be a setting in the actual opt-in form. Let me go back and check that out. Open form, submit, new window. Maybe that's what I need to check. That might be. Update that. Let's try it again. No, did the same thing. Okay, so I'll have to troubleshoot that and maybe get back to you. But it does give you a way to get back to this page. Okay, so that's how we do that. Let's go back to our widgets, appearance widgets, and we're going to continue to design our sidebars. So I have that on my home bottom right. I also want to add that to my primary sidebar. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go back down here to WP Opt-in Studio. Go to home, let's see, primary sidebar, because that's where I want to add it. Click Add Widget. And I'm just going to set it up the exact same way as this one. Okay, the home bottom right is going to be the same as my primary. Click Save. That's good. Close that. Close that. Okay, the next thing I add is MLSP call to action. So right here, I'm just going to actually click and drag this one this time. Just add it right there. The campaign that I want to add, okay, see, it gives me a list of pre-configured campaigns. So if I want to say, let's do the Facebook ads cheat sheet. Let's do that one. Okay, make form pop up. I'll just leave it like that. Default style. Sure. Click Save. Okay, just as easy as that. And then let me also add that to my home page. Home page, bottom right, just like that. And I'll do the same thing. Facebook ads cheat sheet. Save. All right, close. Let's see how that looks. If I refresh that, there it is. Now I also have an offer. They can click on this. It opens up in a new page, and they can opt into this page. And this is my affiliate code right here. Okay, it automatically puts it in there. Really slick. All right, the next one that I'm going to add is the Facebook likes box. That right here. And you can move these around. Okay, it's really easy to click and drag these to rearrange them on the sidebar. Follow us on Facebook. And then all you need to do is just add your Facebook page to this, Todd and Array, just like that. I usually don't touch any of these other settings. I just kind of leave it the way it is and click Save. And again, I'm going to add the same thing to my home page. Follow us on Facebook. Save. Close. Okay, go back to my home page, refresh this, and you'll see how it looks. Whoops. I obviously I forgot to let's see. I forgot to change this to my site. Save. All right, let's refresh. There we go. Perfect. There it is. All right, let's continue on. Next one is social media icons. So if you have other social media sites that you would like to link to, we're going to use this simple social icons widget. I click on this, add to my primary sidebar. Yep. And then also add it to my home bottom right, add widget. Okay. So I have these open at the same time. With us. So I can just kind of configure these both at the same time. Right, I kind of leave these alone. You can mess with the colors if you want, but basically all I do is I go down here and I look for the ones that that I have, like Facebook, you know, http://Todd and Leah Ray. I copy that and paste it over here. Instagram. Just to that. Twitter, I'll do the same thing. And so having these both open at the same time and just copying and pasting it from one to the other is really the quickest way to do it. /c/ like that. Click save, close, close. Now let's check that out. Okay, there we go. And here's all the links. YouTube. There we go. Takes us to our YouTube channel. All right, so we got that. And actually, is there a way? Oh, here's the other important thing. Okay, check this box where it says open links in a new window. Okay, because when people visit your other sites, you still want them to stay on your blog. That's another one of those little SEO tricks. One of the things that Google looks at when it decides where to rank your blog and your blog posts is how long do people stay on your blog? How long are people staying on that post? Okay, so you want them to stay on there as long as possible, because the longer someone stays on there, that tells Google that you have more valuable content, okay, and they're going to rank it higher. So you always want to open things in a new window whenever you can, okay? So make sure to check those boxes here. Okay, that's another little SEO tip. Click save, close, close. All right, moving on. Two kind of last things that I add. One is a topics tag cloud. I'll click on this. At home bottom right, then I'll also do primary sidebar. And basically what this does is it takes anything that you've added as a tag to one of your blog posts. It'll add that as a clickable link on your sidebar here, so people can search for any other blog post that is also tagged with that same tag. Okay, and I'll show you kind of what that does here in a second. So I'm just going to call it topics, and taxonomy tags is fine. Click save. You could change this to categories if you want, or you could use tags. Doesn't, I prefer tags because it kind of fills it up more. But if you just want people to search your blog posts by categories, you can do that as well. Okay, I'll just leave it on tags. Save, close, close. Go back here, refresh, and you'll see what that looks like. So here are the different tags that I've used in my blog posts. So if I click on this, it's going to show me all the blog posts that have that tag on it. Okay, and this is the one, my homepage. And the last thing that I kind of add to my sidebar is a search option. Okay, so that's this widget right here. I'm going to click that, add to my primary sidebar, yes, and search, add it to my home bottom right. Yes, okay. And all you have to do is give it a title, search this site, search this site, save. Okay, perfect. Close, close, and then I'm done. Okay, that's kind of the things that I set up on my homepage and my primary sidebar. Okay, so here we go. I can search for anything else that I want down here. Search this site. Let's see, so my primary sidebar is showing up on all of my other pages. Okay, so that's what I see here. That's what I see here. If I go into a blog post, my primary sidebar is what I see here. Okay, the home bottom right widget area, that's what I see on my home page. Okay, so you can have different things on your home page than you do everywhere else on your blog, just by changing what you add to your widgets between your primary sidebar and your home bottom right. Okay, that's a basic design. Now, a couple of extra things that I always do is I I add a little quickie, what is called as a Quickie Bar Pro. Okay, that's another widget. It's a $29 a year typically for a subscription to that, or $59 one-time purchase. You get that included with your MLSP Sites blog totally for free. And so I'm going to show you how to make a quick opt-in bar at the very top of your blog. Okay, and so I'll show you what that does. But you just go to Quickie Bar Pro. Just super simple. Go to Bars, create a new bar. I'm going to do Basic bar type, bar button text. Would 10 to 15 leads per day help your business? Question. Button text. Learn more. Destination URL. So all I'm going to do is in the button destination URL is I'm going to go back to my MLSP. I'm going to have to log in again. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. So I go back to my MLSP websites, and I'm going to go to one of my system campaigns. I'm just going to pop in one of the capture pages from one of my system campaigns here. Okay. So I can do, which one do I want? Here we go. Prospecting training, 10 tips for 50 leads per day. Copy that. And I probably should make this congruent. Okay, if I say 10 to 15 leads per day here, but this capture page says 50 leads per day, I want that to be the same. Okay, so I could do 2 to 10 or 50. I'll say these 2 to 10 leads per day per trick. Okay, so I'll say 50 quality leads. Okay, and that's what we call congruency. Okay, you want whatever they click on here to have the same message as what they get to when they land on the page. Okay, so if there's no congruency, you're going to have a lower opt-in rate. Okay, so this is going to help your opt-in rate is by staying congruent. Okay, click next. I can choose the color. So right up here, you kind of see a preview of what it's going to look like. I can change the color. They have some pre-designed ones for me, kind of like this. And you can also change this as well. So if I click here, I can change this to a different color blue, just like that. Okay, and you can do that with all of them. Click next. You can choose a different style that you want up here. I typically just choose the thin style right here. That seems to be a good size. Again, you always want it to open in a new tab because you want people staying on your site as long as possible for SEO purposes. Placement top. You can also make it on the bottom, and it'll pop up down here. Okay, I like it up on top. Alignment centered. You can do left and right like that. Sticky. Should the bar stick to the top of your page, or should it disappear once I scroll down? If I disable this, if people scroll down, typically what will happen is that this will disappear as they scroll down. So I always leave this enabled. Conversion type. Okay, this is just the shape of my opt-in button. We'll do this one. No, this one. There we go. Button visibility. Okay, when should the close button be visible? The close button shows up right here. Okay, so right now it's just on hover. Whenever they hover their mouse over it, it shows up. I could say always show or always hide, so they can't close this. Okay, I just do on hover, just like that. Click next. Triggering event. Okay, when do you want this to show up? Do you want it to show up immediately? Excuse me, do you want it to delay? So for, they get to your page and this doesn't show up until, let's say they've been on it for 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, then this appears. Okay, you want them to have to scroll down a certain percentage of your page before it shows up, or do you have some custom code that you want to enter? I just always make it immediate. Okay, visibility. Do you want it to show up just on certain pages or every page? I make it show up on every page. Device visibility, all devices. Okay, create and publish. Once you do that, it's automatically active. Okay, you shouldn't have to do anything else. Let's see, is it still loading? Bars. Here we go. Okay, so now it says this is live. I can pause it if I want to stop it so it doesn't show anymore. I'm going to play, make sure that it's live, and then if I refresh my page, now it shows up. Okay, if I click learn more, it takes me to my capture page. Again, this is my affiliate link. Okay, so whenever someone opts into this, they become my lead. because it flies under the radar. From my experience, it flies under the radar of Facebook ads. So if you run a boost post to one of your blog posts, and you have a pop-up that just kind of pops up right in the middle of the screen, Facebook doesn't like that, and they actually disapprove your ad whenever you have something like that. But I've found that if you use this, it actually flies under their radar. This is something that they do allow, from what I can tell. Okay, they haven't stopped me yet from running a boost post when I have this on here. Okay, so that's really, really effective if you're running Facebook boost posts or boost ads to your blog posts. A couple more things that I set up is a Bloom pop-up opt-in form that, like I said, Bloom is a plugin. It's typically $89 a year or a $249 one-time purchase. If you do want to add a pop-up that comes right in front of your face, Bloom is a plugin that I would use. It's super simple. Just go down on your left-hand side here to Bloom. Again, this is something that comes free with your MLSP Sites blog, so it saves you a ton of money, and it's a really easy, effective way to add a pop-up to your blog. It has a bunch of different options. You can have it pop up right in front of people. You can do fly in from the side here. You can have it below your posts, in line with your post. You can have it locked in your content or have it in a widget area. Okay, so if I just want to do a pop-up, I'll click this and just kind of go through the steps here. I know I'm running out of time here. I'm already at an hour and a half, so I don't want to go too much longer. But this is something else that it's pretty self-explanatory how to set this up. You do need to integrate Aweber into this, so I will kind of show you how to do that. Form integration. Select an email provider. I click Aweber. So you can click Add Account here if you haven't already added it. And what it's going to do is it'll give you a button here, and it just basically just makes you sign in and then get an authorization code, okay, that you can stick in here. So that's you can click just generate authorization code. It makes you log into Aweber to get that. Okay, so that's all you need to do. And then once that happens, you'll be able to add. It'll have a full list of all of your email lists, so you just choose whatever list that you want them to add to. But that's how you integrate it with Aweber. So it's much easier than the WP Opt-in Studio. So this is just such a slick little plugin to use. It's really neat. But that was, this is the important part here, is integrating it with your Aweber or GetResponse or whatever other email marketing system that you use. Okay. The other things that I kind of wanted to go through, contact page and resources page. Let me go through that really quick. Okay, so in order to create a contact form on your contact page, what we need to do is use that contact form 7 plugin, and that is right here on your left-hand side where it says contacts. I'm just going to click here. It already has kind of like a sample. I think it does, or maybe I created this. But basically what you want to do is create a contact form. It looks confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. So what you want to do is up on top here, click Add New. And it's going to default in all of this stuff here. And this is kind of the code that goes into the contact form. So it's pretty much defaulted in the way that you want it. Has your name, email, subject, message. If you want to add something like phone number, the way that I would do that, okay, is, let's see. So you want to copy this in a couple spaces. Let's say I want my phone number below my email, and I'll paste it in here just like this. Okay. So I've got, 2 of these ones that are the same. Okay, and I'm just going to edit this one. So the label, I'm going to change that to phone. Okay, and then right here, I'm just going to cut that out, and up on top here, I'm going to click this telephone button. Okay. I can make it a required field if I want, or I don't have to. Name, I'm just going to call it phone. If I want to add a default value in there, I can. I'm not going to. And I'll just click Insert Tag, just like this. Okay, and it inserts this little code in here. Okay, so that's kind of how you do it. I know it's a little confusing. If you haven't worked with this stuff a lot, I would just use the template that it gives you and just accept that. Don't try to mess with this. But basically, this is how you add a new field in here. Okay, and it's got all sorts of different ones up here. Your mail options, this is where you're going to want to, it should already default in the email address that you have configured on your site, okay, in your settings. I think it was in your general settings. So it should automatically default this in here. What it's going to do is that whenever someone fills out that contact form, this plugin will automatically email that contact information to whatever email address you have right here, okay? You can configure who it's going to be. I just usually leave this the way it is. I'll change the subject. So I'll say contact form submission. Okay. I'll leave all this kind of alone. You can change the message body, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. If you add a phone number to the form here, you're also going to want to add it to your messages here, to the part of the message here. So can I add it? My name, your email. Okay, it looks like it can't even, okay. Maybe it doesn't add that in there. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this code right here, copy it, and I'm just going to paste it right here. Okay, so that should insert the telephone number that they provided into the email that you get as well. Okay, and click save. There's other additional settings that you can configure here. They're kind of self-explanatory. I just leave them the way they are. Additional settings. If you have other custom code that you want to add in here, you can do that if you're able to do that. I usually don't. I try to keep things simple. Okay, so click save. And then what I want to do is go to my contact forms here. So I see my list of forms and the code that I need. Oops. Let me give this a name. Go back to my contact forms. So the code that I want in order to put this on a web page is right here. Okay, so I just copy this, take that back. This is the one I want. Copy that, and then I'm going to go to my pages, all pages, and I'm going to insert this on my contact us page. Okay, right here, and click edit. I'm just going to write a little thing here that says, if you haven't done so already, connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and I can add some more in there. You can also email us at admin@gmail.com or just fill out the contact form below. Then I'm going to paste in that code. Whoops. Go back and get my code. Let's see, let me go back and grab my code. I said contact. Copy that. Paste that right there. Let me add another space actually. Just like that. Okay. Update the page. And I can add hyperlinks to these things and all that. I'm just trying to do this as an example. But now if I go to my home page, I go to my contact us form, here's what it looks like. Name, email, phone, subject, message, send. Okay, and that'll automatically send an email to me when someone fills that out. And that's what it looks like. Okay, so that's super simple if you just follow my instructions there. Okay, just keep it simple. And then last thing I'm going to show you how to do is fill out your resources page. Okay, and again, this is super simple because we have that MLSP call to action widget. So I'm going to go back to pages, all pages, and I'm going to go to my resources page, click edit. Okay, now whenever I want to add an offer from MLSP to generate leads, I I just click this button right here, MLSP call to action. And again, I can just choose whatever offers I want to add here. So maybe I want to do Mobile Leads Pro. Okay, alignments, yeah, let's leave that left. I'll do a wide layout. And let's just leave that the way it is and click OK. Okay, so that's going to add code to install that that offer. I'll just do another one. Twitter training. Wide layout. Okay. And let me do one more. Copywriting mastery. Perfect. Wide. Good. All right. Update. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Go to resources. There we go. Look at that. Now on my resources page, I've got 3 different offers here that people can click on. It's going to open up in a new window, which is perfect. And it takes them to, again, my affiliate link for these offers. And that's how, and just a quick, easy way to fill out your resources page. All right. Now I know I'm running short on time here. I've already gone an hour and 40 minutes. Let me see here. Stop sharing my screen. All right, I'm back. All right, I think, Brian, I don't know if you're on here or not, but any comments, any questions? I'm checking the chat here right now. Pat, thank you so much. Terrence, Roxanne, thank you so much for those comments. This is just a very simple layout that you can use to get a blog up and going really quick. Like, I mean, it took me an hour and a half to explain, but when you get this down, you know, it really doesn't take that long. And here's the thing, we've actually used, blog setup as a bonus to get more recruits into MSP. And this is probably something I should have mentioned at the beginning, but one of the bonuses that we often offer, and this is what we use to hit our L5 rank to get more signups, is that we offered blog setup as a bonus to their MLSP membership to get more recruits into MLSP. Okay, and offering bonuses like that is a great way to get more signups. And like I said, blog setup is something that, I mean, you can see it's kind of complicated. And MLSP sites makes it really easy. I mean, it simplifies it as much as possible, and it gives you all the training that you need to, in order to be able to set it up. But the thing is, it's still a lot of information for most people. It's still very technical for most people. And so, you know, I've been able to come up with this simple setup that, you know, works for me. It's what I use every time someone comes in, and we offer that as a bonus. That's the setup that I do. So very simple. You can use it now too as a way to get more signups into MLSP. Use that as a bonus. You can even use it as a workshop, as a special training that you do. You know, something that you either pre-record or that you do live. Just, I mean, I basically just have it right here, just kind of all the steps that I go through, and just go step at a time. And you do it so often that it just kind of becomes very simple for you to do. So, guys, thank you for all the questions. Let's see, GoDaddy. Okay, question about additional costs, GoDaddy. So yeah, the one thing that you will have to buy is your own domain. That is one thing that doesn't come with MLSP sites. If you want your own domain name, it does cost, I think every now and then GoDaddy runs a special where it's $2.99 for the first year and then like 10 or 11 bucks for every year after that. So it's really not that much to get your own domain name. So that's the cost from GoDaddy, and that's all it really is. It's pretty cheap. So any other questions here? I'm going to check maybe further up the chat roll. Good. Yeah. Like I said, and I did go through this really quick. So you are going to want to catch the replay of this. If you're watching this and you're not a member of MLSP, okay, in order to catch the replay, you need to become a member. It's a 30-day free trial, you know, risk-free trial. So if on day 29 you decide that MLSP is not something for you, you're not getting what you want out of it, whatever, maybe you don't even like the color. It's no questions asked. You can cancel your account, ask for your money back, and you know they've never once failed to give people a refund when they've asked for it. So 29 days, you know, 30 days risk-free trial. Go ahead, check it out, set up your blog, see how you like it, if it's working for you or not. You know, it was definitely the right choice for us. get back in contact with the person who invited you to this webinar, and they will get you all set up, okay? Everybody, thank you so much for attending. All right. I will talk to you all later. Take care. Bye. If I can figure out how to stop this webinar. Here we go. Bye-bye.